What's up, guys? This is Stefan with Circles, and today I'm going to show you our library Circles Heat. So this pack is a little different than what we usually do, and I wanted to showcase that to anybody that has already purchased it, or if you're thinking about purchasing it, kind of show you what's inside. So like all of our libraries, we have, let me close out of this, we have our presets, our drum loops, and our samples. But in this library, we have included the Multitracks as an optional download. And let me show you what that means. So there are over 300 drum loops in this library at different BPMs. You can see them all here, 90, 100, all the way up to 144. And let me just give you a demonstration of what these loops and fills sound like. Here we go. Very basic, simple, long loops. These are all supposed to be very songwriter friendly and kind of kickstart the creative process. And they're some of my favorite loops we've actually ever recorded. That's a cool loop. So let me just show you how this works. All of our drum loops have respective multi-tracks that you can access. So this one, for example, this is 100 BPM and this is loop 16. So if we go down to the multi-track folder, we're going to go open 100 BPM, open the loops, go to 116. Here we go. So let's hear this loop one more time. Cool. Now here are all of the multi-tracks from that loop. Kick drum. Lo-fi. That's a dope mic. Overheads. Rooms. And snare. So on their own, not very interesting, but when you bring it into your session is when it gets really fun and really useful. Let me go ahead and drag these into a Logic session just to show you a little bit of how I use these in my workflow. So I'm going to drag these in, I'm going to create new tracks. The other thing to keep in mind is these loops, all these loops, samples, and multi-tracks are at 24-bit 48. So usually we do 24-bit 44.1. These are at a higher res of 24-bit 48 kilohertz. So just keep that in mind when you're importing into your session. Logic will prompt you to change the session rate if you are just dragging these in, but some other sessions might not. Some other DAWs might not, rather. So just keep an eye out for that. These are 24-bit 48. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do here is change the session tempo. These are 100, so I'm going to change the session to 100. Let's check out these multis. Here we go. Lo-fi, overheads. Let's just drag all these bad boys out. Boom, boom, here. It is so nice to be able to mix these different components in. I mean, if you're mixing this project, if you're sending it out to be mixed, or if you're just looking for inspiration, just to have the ability to change all these levels is kind of a game changer. We got a really nice combination of sounds on this one, so you can kind of bring in a really tight sound with just the kick snare and the overheads. Or you can jack up the rooms, jack up the lo-fi mics. Bring down the close components. And then if we want to just affect individual elements, we can do that. Let's put a distortion on the rooms, because why not? forgive me. Logic is not my primary DAW. That's hot. Anyways, this is just one example of how you can turn one loop into a bunch of different sounds. I mean, you can chop these loops up, you can change the mics to anything you want. Super cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to build a song with some drum loops to kind of show you how my workflow goes when using these multi-tracks. So let me just get rid of all these, go back to my downloads. I'm going to find a loop with some toms in it. Let's see. 110. I think some of these are Tommy. Yeah. That's pretty dope. I'm going to drag this one in. That's pretty rad too. Let me drag that one in. Let me be sure to change the tempo to 110 so these all line up with the grid. Drag this guy over, 110. I got one more loop. I think there was like a double timey. Yeah. That kind of feels like a chorus to me. So let me drag that in. Let's work with these. Boo, boo, boo. Transition. Yeah, let me turn it off. Yeah, these all work good together. Okay, so now that we have the loops in here, I'm going to go ahead and drag the multi-tracks in as well so we have even more control over the sound of the loop. So 17, 18, 15. This is kind of how I work. So now that we got these markers in here, I'm going to go to the multi-tracks. These are all in 110 BPM. Go to my loops. We're going to grab 17, 18, and 15 in order. So just like we did before, I'm going to drag these all into new tracks, create new tracks, make sure those are all lined up, and then just repeat the process for 18 and 15. Super easy. Okay, I'm going to mute the reference track now, and now we're just going to run off these multis. Kind of thinking I want like a kind of a roomier mix on these, so I'm going to take the rooms up. I'm going to put that distortion back on. Good old Logic distortion. All right, let's write some guitar over this, because why not? Okay, fun little riff. So I did notice a couple things when I was playing back that I wanted like a little transition piece here for when this kind of chorusy part comes in. So the one nice thing about this library, and all of our libraries for that matter, is you can just drag in any sample you want of a component piece from this kit. So I kind of wanted to do like a crash here when this chorus comes in. So I just go over to my samples folder, go over to the crashes, kind of audition a few of these. They go from soft to hard, so I'm just gonna grab like a kind of like a medium one. Just going to drag that into the session as well. All right, now that I got that crash in there, let's just hear what that transition sounds like. Now I can come in and tweak everything, every part of the mix with this guitar in here now. Just jack those rooms up. It is so nice to be able to change these individual elements. I mean, it really is a game changer if you're writing music or just trying to tweak or just trying to vibe off certain things. And I'll even do stuff like I just want to drag these lo-fi mics or drag these lo-fi in the room mics as a little transition piece here. Drag these out, and then we'll just copy over the originals from here. Drag over these stems. Let's hear what that sounds like. Ooh. All the stems are here. It's just so nice to be able to have these accessible so easily and have them just line up and sound exactly like the reference drum loops. I really like this workflow, and I'm actually glad it gets requested so much because I've been able to get so much use out of these. And there's 300 loops in here, so we're just working with 3 loops right now. And so you have all the loops, all the multi-tracks, all the mic sources, and sometimes I even feel like you can create whole different vibes from just one mic or a combination of mics or just by affecting single mics. One more thing I want to show you is the Logic sampler presets that we have as well. So we have presets, software presets for Contact, Battery, Logic, Ableton, and Slate Trigger. So let me just show you this in Logic. They're all built pretty much the same, so they all will sound the same. In Logic, you're just going to go ahead and open the sampler instrument, go to your stereo kit, and I am just going to load up the kit in here. Let me turn off the guitar so it's not annoying us. There we go. Okay, so in your Logic sampler, there's 2 ways to do this. You can get it in here in your drop-down menu, and there's tutorials on how to do that in every download. Also, you can just directly load it from your download. Go to your presets folder, Logic sampler, heat kit. Now it's going to load those files up. Okay, now we got the kit, and we got these silly buses that Logic likes to put on there. Hot, hot heat right there. Okay, cool. So now that we have those, you can actually just, if you're working with a loop and you need like a little transition piece or you want to write like a different verse with these same sounds, then you can do that just like this. Okay, I'm not the best finger drummer, but you get the idea there. So that is our new library, Circles Heat. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up on the website and I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you enjoyed this new library. So thank you.